Tell me about the Coupe, Fred.
Well, so this car's got quite of a history here in New England. It was a hot rod since 1951.
Really?
And the way I understand the story, I know I might not be completely correct either.
Yeah.
The car got hit real hard in the back somewhere in the later 50s, and all of this custom body work was done somewhere early to mid 60s. And they wanted to emulate the back of a 62 Corvette with this rear body section that they made.
Really?
Yeah, originally it had 3 Corvette taillights on each side. And later in history, maybe 23, 24 years ago, it was redone and they did some modern modifications. They changed the taillights. They had a third taillight up here, which we eliminated in the redo.
Right.
Just wasn't period correct for the car, but they did some different things.
So who brought in? Well, you have to tell me who brought in. So when the owner brought into you, what did they want to have done?
Well, it was coming in for quote paint.
Okay.
But it was hit in the rear. It had gone off the road. It had damage in the rear here. This fender was like folded in and stuffed in, and the front axle was broken. Shock mounts and radius rod mounts were ripped off the frame here.
By the way, that's the train behind us, just for folks at home that don't know. There we go. I'm sorry, you were saying, Fred?
So yeah, it had gone off the road, it needed repair, and it was like 20 years aged at that time anyways. So he wanted to paint it, and he was thinking he wanted to keep it the same color, which was like a celery green pearl.
Celery green, wow.
Yeah, which I didn't care for, but it's hard to dissuade someone from something like that.
Sure.
You have to more or less try to influence them into something different.
So how did you influence them into Hot Rod Orange?
Well, when the car first came in, I envisioned it in this color with white as like a creamsicle kind of a paint job.
Okay. And that's what you got
I
here.
always had a thing for this color, and I felt like this was the right car for it,
Right.
This guy I know likes orange because I had done an orange Falcon for him 20 years prior. And
What's not to like about orange?
yeah, so he came in one day when this car was mostly in primer at the time, and I think maybe that put him into a little bit more of an open mind. And I told him, hey, Mike was just here, and I asked him, what do you think Scott would say if I painted his car tangerine pearl without telling him? And Mike says, without telling him? But I saw Scott's eyes light up when I said that, and that's what I was looking for. He's there, tangerine pearl? I'm like, yeah, Tangelo it's called. He's there, I love orange. He's there, but I never thought of orange for this car. I said, well, maybe you should think of it. So we visited for a little while, and he was thinking about it. He says, hey, you got a chip? I said, I do. So I got out the House of Colors chart, and we took the chip outside and looked at it, and when he was ready to leave in about a half hour, he said, that's going to be the color. I'm there, what? He's there, the Tangelo. I'm there, really? He's there, yeah. I'm like, all right, that's great. So that's the color. It's a transparent orange pearl, which has a white base coat under it.
Yeah, you can kind of see here. That's that creamsicle effect, right?
Yeah. Well, this part here that has the fade,
Yep.
I put a layer of snow white pearl on that. First, I taped off a 16th inch line, so that 16th inch is plain white, but it doesn't look it anymore.
Okay.
It has silver white pearl over it, and then a little bit of metal flake. And then the orange is faded over it from either side, and it kind of washes down when you're doing the roof a little bit too. So that stripe took on a little bit of all of that orange, and it isn't white anymore, but it is a color that goes with it all because it's all the same, really.
So had you done that effect before?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that effect?
Well, off and on forever, It's like it's part of the flame thing,
Right.
The flames I try to blend off. A lot of people paint like when they paint flames, they paint the whole front of the car. I like to blend into the original color into the front of the car so that it looks like it's evolving into flames, not like the whole front of the car is a different color, you know? Kinda
Got
like
it.
that